Hello everyone and welcome to round 6 of the EXILED GT3 challenge. My name's Mark. Hello. I think Nick is on his way. He's just having a cup of tea.
I'm here. I've
And
arrived.
in fact he's actually arrived. So, same deal, qualifying. We've got the bronze guys going out first. And then we will have a... they will be out 15 minutes. And then the silver and gold guys will go out 15 minutes. And then the race is actually 90 minutes for this round, so a slightly longer event. Looking forward to it, Nick?
I am ecstatic.
Absolutely.
No, it's lovely to see the virtual sun shining with no rain, no issues. So should make our job a little bit easier. But it's a track that I absolutely love, and I know that you'll agree with me here. Gutted not to be racing.
Yeah, I'm sad I'm not racing in this one, but you know, sacrifices and all that.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely agree. What do you think then?
I don't know, just
Really good.
checking. It's not so many people in the chat this time, so if anyone is there and is watching, if they could just give us the okay that the volumes are all alright and everything like that, that would be appreciated. But as we're just on board with Andy Purcell coming through up to the really tricky chicane. Got a real attack those curbs on this one.
And we do have... there we go. You can always rely on Nick off 64. I should really find out their first name. Imola, I couldn't put it better myself.
Yeah, apologies, I had to change the stream link. I just put some Arctic Monkeys on before and realised that if I'd left that on there, the video would have a copyright strike and wouldn't have any audio. So, apologies about having to change the link there last minute. But at least it means you get to listen to our lovely voices or not lovely voices, whichever way you look at it.
I definitely think you've got more of a comms voice than me. You really nailed down the getting excited part, whereas I'm still quite mundane in my opinion. But there you go.
Isn't that true of all Welsh people?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Never really thought about it, to be honest with you. We got Marquez in the chat as well, saying, and Nickov saying all good. So audio is all good.
Brilliant. So yeah, we're just following the first of the runners. I think it was sort of the top guys, anything in the 40s, 41s, and then into the 42s for sort of mid pack, and then 43s down for the bronze guys. One guy who I've not seen, who was in the server and now isn't, is Tom Coombs.
Well, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, apparently he was in, but he's now not, and obviously he can't join now because qualifying's already started. So I don't know, because Dominic Joy's also not here. He literally forgot it was his wedding anniversary, so he's not here either.
I mean, that's a great advantage for someone who is in the bronze class. Fancies a few extra positions there. I've noticed that tonight we've got the return of Tom Smith. So no Tom Coombs, but Tom Smith appears. You'd almost think that they were the same person.
So we're guaranteed to see one car either in either the pit wall or facing the wrong way. So unfortunately, Purcell's first lap didn't count. We saw him quite obviously cut the chicane there on that lap. So Julio Bielecki, I think, is a new name with us for this round. So we'll follow him. His lap is clean as of coming into the final two corners here at Imola. So we'll see what lap times are thrown down with Mark Lister with his first lap of 1:47.8, but I would imagine he will go quicker than that.
It helps though, you know, no matter where that stands. It could be great, it could be terrible. Shouldn't really say terrible, but then there you go. Turnbull goes 2 seconds faster, but it allows us to start having good delta times.
And Bielecki 44.6. So
wow, a lovely welcome to the series for him. Okay, we've got fake enthusiasm. Sounds very British. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Miles in the chat. Whoever is streaming, can you go to the options HUD circuit map full? That's a request there from Miles.
Options hard circuit map Full. There you
Full.
go. There you go.
Assume. Does that show us the full track? Well, that'd be quite handy.
Shows the full track with dots. Yeah. So thank you for that, Miles. Appreciated, mate.
Meanwhile, not much has really changed. We've got Webber a few tenths up. That'll be overall time, but we've got the top three going faster already.
Purcell is just about to cross the line again, and thanks to Miles's helpful tip, I can see the map.
No, I don't know if it's just
and he goes
on this end.
P1, 43.7, which is where I'm expecting with 2 absentees in Coombs. And in fact, I'm quite excited for the bronze class. I am normally, but this time without Coombs and Joy, there was always quite a gap between those and the rest. So this is a proper bronze class, I would say, tonight.
I feel awful because I always make a comparison to Hamilton and Verstappen, but I always feel if you were to remove those two from Formula 1, you'd start to get some absolutely, I mean, they do great racing, but you'd get a much closer feel. So I'm really, like you, I'm really excited here. Still though, top 5 split by 3.2 seconds, quite a gap.
There is quite a gap.
Purcell, 2 tenths faster than Tucker.
Yeah, good to see Tucker's obviously, we saw that Audi spinning quite a lot in the rain. Very difficult car to drive, that Audi. It can snap on you at any point, particularly in that rain. I think, is that Turnbull just off to the right? Yes, it is. So yeah, Tucker's actually 2 tenths down. Purcell is another few tenths up. So keep an eye on him. This will put him down into the low 43s.
I mean, that was rain at Alton, wasn't it? That was some rain.
Yeah, I think that was the highest. Wasn't that the highest setting that it can go to?
Yeah. Oh, as someone just goes past a car, we got someone spinning, but no major issues so far. We're keeping an eye on Webber. Currently just driving around on his own. I assume warming up the tyres, not setting any spectacular times.
Purcell does
and
improve.
We've got Dowling sat in the pit lane at a very awkward angle by the looks of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like he's pitted, which is good.
And yeah, it looks like he's about to go out. So everyone on track has cut the track on their current lap. So I think this may be a theme for the for the race on these. Quite a lot of track cuts. The chicane, the fast right-hander. There's pretty much every track is an opportunity to get a track cut on this one, isn't it, Nick?
Absolutely, yeah. Just give me one moment. Just updating the link on Discord.
Thank you. I've done it in the everyone chat, but not the other one. In fact, there's another new name in the silver class, DIO. I've just noticed. It'll be interesting to see where he or she slots in to everybody else. So, who else is up on their time? Bialecki, another newcomer for this one. Just keep an eye on them.
We get these new drivers in, and all we know about them is their surname. I wonder where this one's come from. Then he's at 1.1 seconds off the pace, which is not bad. Purcell seems to be setting some early pace here.
Oh, Tucker's on one. Tucker's provisional pole at the moment. If he keeps this up, again, I never trust that Audi to be facing the right way. He's actually 7 tenths up on his Delta split at the moment, and currently 5 tenths behind. So this is looking like pole, unless anything dramatic happens.
The last sector of this track, though, there's just something about it. Very, very technical. The double left-hander, very difficult to keep that pace, and of course, exit on the final turn is so important. But he's doing well. He's actually up to 9 tenths now, so he's looking pretty good for pole.
He is indeed. So yeah, 8 tenths up. Yeah, so this will be pole by about 3 tenths, but Purcell is also 5 tenths up on his lap. So Tucker goes pole by 2 tenths. And we will see if Purcell has it in the bank to answer that. He is currently 5 tenths up on his Delta in the Aston Martin.
whilst we wait, I've had Tom Coombs in the chat. Internet issues for me. I think I might have fixed it, but I'll be starting from last. That is if he can get in the server. Am I right?
I don't think he'll be able to get in the server after after
Yeah.
qualifying starts.
Well, that will be a big shame because that's happened to me before, and I've been all set, lots of practice, internet dropped, and that was me done.
In
I'm hoping
fact, I
that
just noticed a bit of lag then, did you? Is that someone joining?
I didn't notice any lag on my end, but I was watching the time and screen at the time, so that might explain it.
Okay, so Purcell looking like he's going to retake the pole by a considerable margin again. He's 0.6 up out of the last corner, so yes, he will be, and he'll be going down into the 42s as well. So good lap from Purcell.
Yeah, as you said before, you know, with the yeah, he's been informed to join qualifying at the end of the quali. All right, great. Yeah, with the no Joy, no Coombs, it's really nice to see some of these names starting to shine a little bit. Looks like Bilecki is quite happy with his P3 at the moment. However, Turnbull, he'd have to pull out a pretty big end to the lap. I think he's quite. Oh, he's down to 4. So who's gone ahead of him there?
Do you think Turnbull's going to pull out his big end on this lap?
Yeah, so I just noticed that someone has gone ahead there.
Yeah, it was Webber.
Webber.
Yeah, it was Webber,
Webber
yeah.
has made an appearance, yeah.
So Turnbull will improve. Yes, he does improve. Not position, but time. 2.7 seconds off at 45.6, just behind Kevin Smith.
Who is on a flyer at the moment.
He is, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So he's actually coming down the front straight now, 7/10 up, so that will put him still P5, I think.
I say flyer, it was flyer for himself. But again, before I said we had the top 5 mix within 3.3 seconds, that's now down to 1.7 seconds, so that's pretty decent with them all. We've still got Dowling. I think Dowling, for whatever reason, he is in the pits. I think he has just decided to leave it as it is. He's done an outlap and a return to the pits, and that's it.
Fair enough. So, Webber. Yeah, he's red lap, mate, so Webber's lap won't count.
My apologies, yeah.
So he has got the pace for second, maybe even first, but just needs to keep it on the track, unfortunately.
Not much more really happened there with 2 minutes remaining. Like to say we might see a last minute flurry, but I'm not seeing anything massively changing here, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think anybody else is even able to get a lap in, are they?
Webber has started his lap again. He's already 5/10 up.
Yeah.
He needs more, but of course it's very early days in the lap. He's just gone past the first sector. 6/10 up, and Lister going faster as well.
Webber's now 8/10 up.
Yeah, that is it for Turnbull, so he has called it a day there.
Well, big wobble out of the hairpin there for Webber. He's seen the time evaporate, unfortunately.
I've said it before, but you become your own worst enemy. You watch at Delta, and the second it starts dropping, you just feel like, oh, what's the point?
And Webber's actually run wide there, so this will be a red lap. So there is actually nothing really.
Will he have time for one more? Is it? If
he will, yeah.
Yeah. Will he know that though? But yeah, nothing else changing. So. Did you see where Webber lost it? Was that the same that he lost on the previous lap, or was it different?
It was just on there, coming out of the hairpin, just got on the power too soon and sort of had a bit of a wobble. So yeah, Webber will get one more time. He has got the time to definitely move up into P2, potentially P1. So we will see.
I'm worried that he won't know. I'm worried that
and he comes into the pits.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. He would have passed the start finish straight with line. My apologies, with about 10 seconds to go. So it's a shame because I think he had definitely the pace to maybe challenge Tucker. I don't know about Purcell, but maybe Tucker. But that seems to be it. I'm watching Bilecki, he's 7 seconds down, and of course Lister is 1.2 seconds down, so I believe that is it.
So
We've
we'll grab the
cars,
first person out of the pit lane is Stavros Konstantinidis, aka Wall Rider. That's going to stick forever. And he
I
has
was about
got
to say
Seville
that's
behind.
yeah. Bless him.
Could be worse. Could be Flow Rider.
Yeah, true. These ones then.
So watch these guys go round.
I've lost my life timing. Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, I also need to delete my customs. Otherwise we'll have a world of pain in the replays.
Yeah, I've got a bit of an issue here.
With your timings.
Yeah.
If you go to
oh, there you go. I've lost connection. I've lost connection to the server.
Oh. You might have to jump back in then.
Yeah, you need to let me. I'll be going. I'll remain here with you. You'll need to tell me when I can rejoin the game.
Oh god. Oh mate, will it lag you in if you go in?
I don't want to take a chance.
Oh mate, that's a nightmare.
It's okay. Professional.
I can tell you when a minute of qualifying's left. But anyway, we follow Stavros Konstantinidis.
Broadcast. I'm watching the stream for a second time. Darren enjoyed your comment, Wall Rider. If that makes him feel any better.
He's Mr. Worldwide, Wall Rider. So 142.8 is the time to beat in the second. Bielecki's actually still out on the track in the bronze class.
Okay. I will need to see if I can find him. Is he in anything?
Not sure.
No, I'm not seeing him on. I'm not seeing him in.
It's a very fast right-hander, hard on the brakes, trying to keep the car stable into this right-hander over the curb, try not to run wide. So this will be the first banker lap time from one of the pro drivers. Nice and safe through there, definitely more time to be found there for Konstantinidis, I would say. I didn't realise Konstantinidis was turn 1 as well.
A lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then in the wall riding when apparently, yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Anyway, Stavros, 142.4. So only 4/10 quicker than Purcell. The next person to come through is Amundsen and Wilson. Amundsen a 41.0, which is very quick. Monty Wilson 41.7. Quickest time in practice was a 140.9. So some good times going in. And Henry Handy does a 142.3. Seville's actually gone back into the pits. Dixon will watch him come across the line. Would expect him to move up somewhat. Yeah, currently the quickest silvers, Handy. Christensen does a 42.2. As we'll stay with Dixon, he comes across the line and goes P3, a 142.1. So quite big gaps. There seemed to be a group of 5 drivers in practice that were within half a second, and then there was quite a drop off. The usual suspects, really. But yeah, Amundsen currently pole. His next lap, he is on a red lap delta, so he has run wide somewhere. But Monty Wilson is flying. And keep an eye on him.
I'm wishing him a good race today. I think he's not in a bad way, a bit like a yo-yo. He's either flies or just has a bit of a
Inconsistent.
scruffy one. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Oscar Sandberg goes pole 141.0. Monty does a 41.2. So the top three separated by 2/10 at the moment. We're still waiting for Seville. Seville's still in the pit lane actually. I think he might be waiting until the end of the session. I reckon, knowing these pro guys, I think he's gone out and probably got some issues with tyre pressures. He's probably tinkering and got it in him that he's got the confidence to go out and do one lap and absolutely nail it.
I'm in awe at that thought process. If you're right, it's, to be that consistent, to be able to hit every apex, it's just incredible. Let me know if you think there's a small window for me to try and rejoin.
There won't be with these pro guys going round. You probably have to do it with 30 seconds left, mate.
Cool.
So we're watching Anders. That car was absolutely on rails through there. Car bouncing around quite a lot, actually. Anders will improve and he will go pole if he just does these two last corners nice and tidy. Chicane just about got away with that. He is 5/10 up on his quickest lap. Monty behind him. Actually, Monty's first, so Monty's going to be setting the quickest lap time first. That car nice and dialed in, very close to the edge of the circuit. But Monty will go pole. He is 2.5 up on his lap, so he goes from a 41.2 to a 40.9. So first driver into the 40s. Anders follows him straight away, 40.7. So great laps from those two. So top three separated by 2/10. Our newcomer, Dami Ayo, is another Turn 1 driver. He's currently P4 in the silver class, which will be P1 in silver.
When you look at that time from Purcell now, it's very, very respectable.
Yeah, good lap time from Purcell, definitely. Being in the 42s.
Yeah. It's fascinating to see, you know, the top 15, you know, come by less than 1.9 seconds.
So we'll stay with Ayo. He's currently about 3/10 up on his time. Currently quickest silver. About 3/10 quicker than Henry Handy in currently P7. Who Henry is also improving on his lap.
Oh, Marquez. He's just popped up for me personally, but again, I'm 30 seconds behind you, so I do apologise.
Marquez has just gone P4. Again, Ayo running very wide there, but still just about keeping it between the lines to not get a track cut.
Amazes me how they can get that Bentley thrown into corners so well. It just looks like a big boat.
So Ayo will be improving. It looks like he will go P4 with this lap. Although he is losing time rapidly down the straight. And in fact he will not. He will improve but not position. Oh, in fact he does by 9 thousandths of a second or 10 thousandths of a second. Henry behind him is currently 6/10 up. He will go from P7 to...
He might even grab P4 if he's.
It does go P4. He beats Ayo by just over a tenth. So Henry into P4, 41.3. That's only 6/10 off the off Amundsen. Great lap from Henry. Who else is out on track? I'm still keeping an eye. Seville's still in the pit lane. With only 5 minutes to go. Heath yet to set a lap. Expecting him to be semi-decent. So we'll keep an eye on this.
Big outlap. Any other track you'd go 5 minutes left, that's fine. I've got two or three laps, but you're looking at about a 2-minute outlap here.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. It is
very long pit lane as well, so he's pushing it. But if anyone can have the confidence to do something, it's definitely John.
So we're staying with Kirk. Just coming down into the chicane. He's yet to set a lap time, so he'll be conscious of that and be trying to keep it on the track. So far he has done. So I have no idea where this is going to sort of slot in, really. Amongst his silver peers. So last corner now. Down the front straight. And his lap time is a 1:41.7, puts him P8. So, is anyone improving? Oscar is on a lap at the moment, which is green, so we'll keep an eye on that. It seems that over the series, the mix of Pro and Silver, they've all sort of started to blend into each other a little bit.
Yeah, I was just looking at it now, actually, as you say. There's even some bronze up there as well. You know, no disrespect to Purcell and Tucker here, but it does make you wonder, had Coombs and Joy been here, where would they have filtered into?
Yeah, definitely. Oscar's looking like he's 3/10 off pole. He's currently 3/10 up on this Delta lap, so we will keep an eye out and see where he slots in. In fact, I can tell you this will be pole if that's neat and tidy, which it is. Yep, this will be pole, but it'll be a question of by how much. It's not going to be by much, as Christensen pops in at P4.
Is Seville still in the pits?
Yes, he is. So Sandberg goes pole by only 0.048. So Monty Wilson and Amundsen will need to be putting in a good lap. Seville is still in the pits.
I wonder what's happening there.
So, some of the mid-pack. Ramsden looking like he's on a good lap. Closely followed by Adam Gardner. So we'll keep an eye with Alistair Ramsden.
A little bit in the dark at the moment, I do apologise.
Yeah, I know, mate. Are you literally just on the server screen where you can just hit connect?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm assuming Coombs will be waiting for the same as well, won't he?
Yeah.
So, Alistair coming through the last two corners. He's looking like he will improve by quite a bit. This should potentially put him in the top 10. We will see. There's a few other people.
Have we got Bolton tonight? Have we got Bolton?
No, Bolton couldn't make it. So Ramsden actually only improves by 1 place in the end. John Cheel actually improves by 3 places, goes into P13. P14, very respectable, 1.4 seconds off the leaders. Again, this gap at the front, it's all going to be about Anders is about to start. Well, no, in fact, he's cut the course on his last lap where he's been trying to go quicker, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Tom's the same as me. Kurt is sitting on the connect. I'm really shocked. I'm really surprised. I'd love to find out what's happened to Seville there. I assume nothing has happened. He's either away from his keyboard, or wheel, I should say, or he just is fancying a back of the grid start.
So
but
there's only 1 minute left of qualifying, Nick. So
yeah,
I mean,
I know.
do you have to press the button before it comes up with that max wait time? I don't know. I'm literally in the dark as well. As Miles goes P6.
I might just have to go for it, unfortunately, and I feel awful. I don't want to jeopardise anyone's races. I'm watching your stream. I'm watching cars warming the tyres up for the final lap, and I really don't want to jeopardise that. But on a side note, and an unprofessional note, it would be practically impossible to assist by watching.
To be honest, I think it looks like nobody is going to be able to cross the line in time, and no one's really on a lap. So in terms of that, you will be all right.
Okay. Well, when there's about 10 seconds to go, I will.
10 seconds to go now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, go for it. You done it?
Mhm.
0 left. Right, so is it loading?
Yeah, I'm in.
Right, no lag. Okay, so the only Miles Dixon looking like he's going to improve, and Anders Amundsen is actually on a quicker lap as well. So Oscar is in the pits. He will not be going quicker. Anders is on a quicker lap. And the big news is Seville, championship leader, I would imagine, is in the pits. So Miles Dixon will go 3/10 quicker. So he will go from P6 to P5 only. Wow, it's close up the front. We will follow Anders and see if he can keep a neat and tidy lap to snatch pole from his Norwegian friend, Oscar Sandberg.
I'm back. The drama for me. Nothing massively happening. I know it's the end of the session, but yeah, I was hoping to come on and see there was a few more green deltas there, but unfortunately nothing.
So at the end of this session, I've had a request to turn the game volume up a little bit, so I will do so. And Anders has actually lost it in the last 2 corners. Why
is showing.
Is Delta no, and he goes into the pits, and that's the end.
Yeah. And good news is that I don't know how it's for him, but Coombs made it as well.
Cool, nice.
Right. Ooh.
Well, it's race time, and as you can see at the top, it's a 1.5 hour race. This one, so me and Nick have got to.
Oh no.
Your game's disconnected again.
I've lost it. Lost connection to server.
Try again.
And
Try connecting again. Oh, mate, don't leave me on my own for an hour and a half.
I know you're on a stream, and it's a professional stream, but I genuinely, mate, I'm not deliberately just pulling my internet cable out here. It's just popping up at the bottom saying server lost, connection lost.
Can you connect back in or not? You've got 1 minute 40 now.
It's let me in, but I don't know why it's doing it.
You connected in as a spectator.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe. Let me just check now. See if I can do the live timings.
You might be alright as you might be alright as a spectator.
Yeah.
So we have 1 more minute until the race is starting.
If this goes during the race, I will not be able to rejoin.
You'll be fine then, because you're a spectator. You'll be fine because you're a spectator. It doesn't affect anything. It's the same way as if you're doing a multi-driver race. You join as a spectator. It only messes up if you're if you're driving. So you'll be fine. If it disconnects, you'll be alright.
Well, okay, I was joining as a spectator before.
Yeah, so you'll be fine. It won't cause lag.
Oh, I'm with you. Right, so if I can rejoin, that's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Right, back to the show.
Dodgy Welsh internet.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Right, so we got 10 seconds left.
And then about 5 minutes to go through the grid, because this is a long outlap.
Yeah, it's quite a long one, isn't it? That's what she said. Right. So, Oscar, good job. Pole. Anders couldn't quite get that tidy lap in at the end, so Oscar's managed to get himself on pole ahead of the next Norwegian. No, he's not raced since race 1, is he? Anders Amundsen, P2.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, he's not raced since race 1. So we've got Rasmus Solberg.
T. Solberg in the pits, bottom of the field, 34th.
Oh yeah. Madness. Christensen P3. Constantinidis P4, Dixon P5, Monty Wilson P6. That's further down than he would have expected. Henry, first of the silvers, Henry Handy P7. Actually goes quicker than Wagner Marquez in qualifying. That's a great drive. But Wagner Marquez P8. Dami Ayo, I say Ayo, I'm a Lego. P10 Michael Hutchison, P11 Jonathan Marsh. Is that two of the Fitted UK guys together? Yes, it is. P10, P11. P12 Adam Gardner. P13 in the only Mercedes is Kirk Heath. P14 Chris Stevenson. P15 John Chill. Might be worth restarting your computer, Nick. P16 Alistair Ramsden. P17 Tom Smith. P18 Chris Rosbrook. P19 Simon O'Neill. P20 first of the bronze guys Andrew Purcell in the other Fitted UK Motorsport car. P21 AJ Jones. P22 Serkan Duran. P23 Mark Heyman. P2 in bronze is number 24 Mike Tucker. P25 is Patrick Webber. P26 Julio Bielecki. P27 Carl Smith. P28 Gary Turnbull. P29 Mark Lister. P30 Tom Coombs, who does make the start. P31 massively out of position, I would say, Tom Coombs and Jonathan Seville. P32 John Dowling, and P33 in the pit lane is Truls Solberg. So that is your grid for this one. The car's just getting ready to start, just lining up on the start finish straight. So when the lights go green, we will go racing, and we are holding position, waiting for those lights. Oscar's quite a way ahead of Anders, it has to be said. They're almost in a staggered formation, but anyway, we are coming up to the lights. We will be going green now. We are green. Oscar with a really good start. Amundsen getting swallowed up here. Constantinidis has a look, thinks better of it. Christensen has a look down the inside. They touch doors, but nothing too untoward. Now we've got one car gone off into the gravel, but other than that, everyone seems to be okay. And it is Tom Smith actually who goes into the gravel. Tom Coombs looking for positions. We've got a Turnbull going slightly wide. But at the moment, everything seems relatively a-okay. We're just trying to flick back. Hutchison loses a position there to Stevenson. Coombs, that's Seville. Seville's got past Coombs, so Seville's made 5 places already at the start. In fact, we'll go to TV views. Not sure why Seville is at the back, but he moves up, and there is quite a visible difference in speed between these guys. And the front guys are all neat and tidy. So Seville goes around the outside. He's now up behind Tucker. Purcell, actually, the leader of bronze, is dropping back slowly. But all in all, oh, there's a bit of contact behind Coombs and Duran, I think, there. And John Dowling overtakes. So we come down the start-finish straight. Go down the start-finish straight now. Sandberg has a slight lead over Christensen. The only real change at the front, guys, was Christensen actually overtakes Amundsen for P2. Monty Wilson moves up 1 place. Marquez overtakes, and Constantinidis have overtaken Henry Handy, but Henry Handy is top of the silvers at the moment. So Christensen and Sandberg aren't teammates in any sort of way. They're the complete opposite of, whereas Sandberg and Amundsen are sort of teammates, the same as Christensen and Dixon are.
Oh, Mark, Wilson lost it. He got loose. He got loose onto the sand, and then he lost a position to Amundsen there.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
Wilson up to full.
Christensen very, very close to Sandberg. Is Oscar going to be able to hold his nerve this time? That's the main question. Been known to make a few mistakes in these races. And he gets very wiggly. Christensen has to slam on the brakes to not hit him. And Amundsen, bit of a chain reaction.
Yep. And of course, Dixon is right behind. He could have made a move then, but he thought better of it to hold himself back.
So we notice Oscar have a massive, as Wilson runs wide there, probably would have got a track cut for that as well, I would imagine. We have got some battles further down. Seville is how far behind? 16 seconds behind the leader at the moment already. I don't really know why he didn't qualify, but Jonathan Seville is all over the back of Duran. Duran, a very hard racer. He's not going to let send. Seville actually makes contact there with the 31 car of Heyman. Duran runs wide and Seville gets by. So 0.8 seconds is the next gap for Seville. Heath has a run on Ao into turn 1, it seems. He looks to the outside, but Ao defends that well.
Has he made the move past Hutchinson? No, he bailed.
Heath is alongside Ao as well. He's looking around the outside. I bet he will be on the inside for the next one. They're running side by side, but they touch! And Heath actually hits Ao off the track. He does stop and wait, but Ao is facing the wrong way. Christensen is all over the back of Sandberg. Still, so this battle rages for P1 as everyone who's dropped. Yeah, Heath stopped. Yeah, Heath and Ao stopped. Ao was obviously tapped and spun, and Heath actually waited for the entire field to go past. I think Oscar's holding Christensen up. It's back in Christensen, back into Amundsen. I don't know whether Oscar's doing that on purpose, whether he's backing him up or what the plan is there.
Weird, chill. Someone's had a there's been. You need to go back there to 1 second. I'll try and see what happened.
Which driver, mate?
Rosbrook. He just seemed to forget that there was a corner there, and he actually managed to hit someone. So you'll need to rewatch that one.
Let's have a look what happened with Rosbrook.
He's got very squirrely. He's gone off again. Quite a dramatic few corners for Rosbrook there. I'll see how
it's into the double right-hander, isn't it?
Yeah, he just goes.
So Seville, P17, looking for a move on AJ Jones around the outside. AJ Jones goes to defend and thinks, do you know what, mate? You're a lot quicker than me. Away you go. So Seville started at the back, currently P16, 17 seconds off the leaders. Ramsden was having a look at Stevenson, but that gap has changed. Who else started at the back?
Solberg.
Solberg hasn't made any progress at all. His last lap was a 43. Coombs is currently P2 in class, isn't he? So he's already made that.
He's made it 3 positions. He's made. So he's behind Tucker. At the big bronze was Bielaki. He's gained 5 positions.
And yeah, who was it? Purcell was the one who qualified on pole of the bronze. So yeah, Seville's still charging his way up through the field. P16, so he's made. How many has he gone up? He has gone up 15 places already.
Smith right behind Shield, as in any closer. He's making a move, but he's going to be on the outside coming into the chicane. I think Shield's got that one, unless.
Yeah, he does. He pulls back in behind. As we will, I think Tom's going to have a run here, but speaking of runs, Christensen actually gets past Anders Amundsen for P1.
Sandberg.
Let's have a look.
Something must have happened to Sandberg because he is. Oh, the key. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was Sandberg versus Amundsen. So Amundsen is still. They're exactly where they were.
Oh yeah, of course they were. That's my bad.
Right, something did happen. I think Sandberg must have got loose somewhere because the gap was really, really close there.
So, we've only got an hour and 22 minutes left of this.
I just will quickly say Webber has just got past Dowling for some rear positions. Whilst we think that they were fighting for 24th and 25th, they're actually fighting for 4th in class.
So Seville looking down the inside of O'Neill, and O'Neill wasn't giving him any space, and quite rightly so in my opinion, and Seville, bit bargy, I have to say, bit of a bargy.
Jeopardised O'Neill, massively jeopardised O'Neill. He's got Ajon right behind him now, so I think that's a big thing for choosing your battles, knowing who to fight with and knowing who not to fight with.
And Amundsen actually has got past Christensen.
Yeah, so that's just happened recently, and of course Christensen has a really bad exit there, so Monty Wilson. It's close. It's close. The gap's closing.
Smith overtakes Cheel. Cheel now has been tagged and spun by Seville. Oh dear.
Seville is waiting, but and John has come back onto track in a bit of a precarious way and almost collect Coombs.
And Seville, by waiting, is actually causing more drama. He's actually let John go back past. I don't know why Seville started in the pit lane. That was a bit crazy.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll go back and sort of rewatch what happened.
Another car is off. We've got a car off. We've got John Shield. John Shield, I think. I don't know. Something happened on my part. Is not John Shield. Another car has gone off. There's a car parked up. I don't know who it is. There's a car parked up in the gravel trap. Gardner.
Oh, Seville, yeah.
Gardner is back in the pits. What happened with Gardner then? Because he is just. Was it Gardner? Lister.
Gardner's in the pits for some reason. He's sat there. He had to stop at the end of the pit lane, didn't he? And he's right at the back of the field.
I'm just checking Lister now. I think it was Lister.
What? Gardner got absolutely wiped out on the pit lane exit. He was coming out of the pits. He's obviously taken a pit stop early for some reason. And then going out of the pits, he's been absolutely wiped out. Yeah, you're right. He's sat in the pit lane now. That's bizarre. Okay.
There was I don't know if it was him, but there was a car just sat in the gravel trap.
Yeah, that was Gardner, number 11. He pitted, was on his way out of the pits, and while he was exiting the pits, someone drove into the back of him and completely wiped him out.
Okay.
But anyway, Anders is all over the back of Sandberg now for P1.
Seville has finally got past.
And in fact, Anders, I think Oscar's let him go. Oscar has let Anders go past. Obviously, Anders is in the championship fight, Oscar not so much. So I think a bit of rear gunner action is going to happen here.
Yeah, you can see he's deliberately backing them into that corner, and you saw the brakes light come on a lot sooner than they needed to there. So Amundsen will be rather chuffed with that.
Yeah, Sandberg's proper trying to hold them up, isn't he? I mean, it's quite early. We're only 12 minutes into a 90-minute race.
This is what I don't understand. I don't understand the position of Seville here, unless there is complete legit circumstance, which I apologise if there is. But, you know, the mindset will be with Amundsen, who won the last race. I don't know why he would have done that, but let's hope there's a legit reason.
So again, Coombs lets Seville go past. What sort of lap time? So his best is a 42.7. The leaders are running 41.5. So Tom Smith looking for a move on Stevenson. Can't quite get that done this time. Constantinidis and Marquez very, very close.
Seville right behind Heyman now. So it should be an easy move again. I said that with Cheel, however, and look how that ended. But yes, indeed, he does.
And again,
Oh,
another bit of
it tapped.
contact. Sevilla's hit pretty much everything other than the pace car this race.
And that of course allows Coombs to get past Heyman as well, because again you lose your momentum just in the final corner, and there was a bit of a sitting duck. Smith right behind Stevenson.
So it's clear to me what's happening at the front. Amundsen has pulled out a 2-second gap now. In fact, his last lap was a 1:41.6. Oscar's a 1:42.7. So, which is over a second slower than his best lap. So without a doubt, Oscar is letting Anders pull away, isn't he?
And Wilson has got frustrated. He has gone off, which of course is going to give the position to Dixon. My apologies, Christensen went off to give to Wilson. They've swapped positions.
I mean, team orders aren't illegal, but you know, often frowned upon. So have to see how that progresses throughout the rest of the race. John Chill having another. The APR team seem to have a really good race, or end up being ping pong balls. It seems in this series.
Yeah, it is a massive shame, and we know what effort these drivers put in. And you know, John, he's a lovely guy, but these things do knock him back, and you get frustrated, angry. What's the point? But hopefully he'll keep his head down. There's still more to race for.
So Seville makes a move there on the inside of Rosberg. Rosberg says, "No, go on, mate. You go past." So yeah, the gap now from Christensen P3 to Anders is now 3 seconds. Christensen really needs to get past Sambo, but I don't think he's quite quick enough to do so.
Seville's last lap of 44. He's just done a 42.2. Of course, that is still a half a second off Amundsen. He's P17. I know there's still 4 more rounds to go, including this one, but he'll be questioning himself for that qualifying. Again, it must be legit circumstance. Dominic saying, gutted I missed the race. Yeah,
You should be with your wife, shouldn't you, Dominic? Anyway, John Chills looking promising down in P21. Unfortunately, Konstantinidis is looking at Marquez. That is, isn't it? Yeah, it's Marquez.
Yeah. A nice little battle with O'Neill and Duran there, for P14, P15, of course, P5 and P6 respectively of the silver class.
In fact, Henry's leading that, isn't he, by 2 seconds over Marsh?
Yeah, quite a slow lap. That's 43.1 compared to. Then again, there's only 3-4 attempts in it, so it's not so bad. Evenly paced, I'd say. We just got back. Webber got past Purcell there.
Christensen again all over the back of Oscar. Christensen would be wishing Miles was up there with him, really, wouldn't he? That would help somewhat. Konstantinidis chases down Marquez still.
Yeah, corner exit on that vehicle is just that Bentley's just incredible.
Coombs overtakes Rosberg in a very bent-looking Lamborghini. So Sevilla's actually caught up to this little battle, isn't he, with Serkan Duran and Simon O'Neill and AJ Jones. I know that AJ Jones won't be letting Seville. They'll be in the turn 1 Discord, I would imagine.
Oh, Christensen has gone straight on. I need to go back and watch that unless you're going to.
We're following a quite intense battle at the moment with Jones and Seville, mate. So.
No, that's fine. I'll go back and watch it now. Just to confirm whether he did drive straight on there. So he's literally on the rear bumper of Sandberg, yeah, he just goes straight on. He no longer sees his braking point because he's stuck right behind that vehicle, and yeah, so that's given Sandberg a bit of breathing space.
You know, on this plugin, where's the oh, there's the incidents race control. So we'll start going back through some of these in a bit. So there's been
past O'Neill.
So there's been some contact between O'Neill and Duran in that move. We've got Seville right behind us now. So we'll follow these three guys at the moment.
Yeah, Seville right behind O'Neill.
And O'Neill just lets him go, doesn't he?
That's what.
Had a car off there in the gravel. That was Lister. And the next guy for Seville to be passing is Serkan Duran.
A lovely little sneaky move from Igo then. I'm sure, did he just get both of those cars then? I'm sure Igo just got both cars.
Not sure. So, 90-minute race. When do you pit? Is the question.
Well, you certainly won't be doing what Handy did last race in the first lap.
Nope, it's too long. So Wilson,
play it safe.
Yeah, halfway. 100%, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So Seville has already caught up to the back of Duran. Notice how much more of the track he uses on the exit at the final corner. And Seville's best lap are 1:41.4, so he is the quickest guy on the circuit. Which probably isn't a surprise.
It's not a surprise, but I think even at that pace, I mean, yes, there's a long way to go in the race, but a lot can happen. A lot can happen. Maybe after the race we'll find out what happened.
Yeah, the gap to P1, 36 seconds now. So we get a good run. Duran is going to defend. Oh, yes, so it's happened. Christensen's lost it, yeah.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah.
We'll go back now. We're just watching Duran. I think Duran's going to be on the inside. Oh, no, yeah, Duran will be on the inside. He defends. And Seville just punts him out the way. So that's more contact for Seville. Oh dear. So we'll try and have a look what happened to Christensen there.
Oh, goodness me.
That's always the thing you face, isn't it? If you are a really, really quick driver and you end up surrounding yourself with those who are a bit slower than you, that brake a bit earlier and things, you're just not used to that. And that's always something that can happen, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to wonder why driving a little bit slower, and it's usually, of course, because they're braking earlier or not accelerating on the corner, on an exit. So he should have really been foreseeing these kind of things. That's a bit of a shocking punt there, wasn't it?
Anyway, again, I've tried to get a replay to work and it didn't, so I'm an idiot.
Christensen has just got past Dixon.
Yeah, I think Dixon would have let him go, wouldn't he? Christensen, after that spin, hasn't actually lost that much time. We can still see Sandberg in front of us, but the gap between Amundsen and Sandberg now, turn 1, P1, P2. Yeah, quite a lot of mistakes from the pro guys, but they're that much quicker than everybody else. It doesn't really seem to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, we noticed that with Sandberg last race. You know, he spent quite a bit of the race facing the wrong way, but yet he still came quite high up in positions. Nice little battle with Giolio and Heath going on, and I think Heyman is leading that little one.
That's not a very nice thing to say to call John.
What did I say?
Called him a little one.
Little one. Okay.
So Cheel is all over the back of Heyman. Cheel's little one.
Now, Io before he did indeed gain 2 positions in one go, so he's not frightened to stick his nose in the little one. And he's right behind John now.
He is.
He's made a move, he's making a move. I'm scared.
He will be on the inside, won't he, for these 2 corners, so...
Oh, yeah, a little bit of a tap there.
He's
the
run wide, and John said no.
No. I'll swap you some of that paint back.
I think there's a raging northerner in that 55 Aston.
A great move, John. As in, you know, good to get your muscles out there. Heath right behind AO now.
And Heath getting the double toe from John and...
Oh, but AO's not giving up. Oh, he's going for... Ah, no, he bails. Sensible, but that's going to jeopardise massively on the exit there. Oh, but John's had a poor exit.
John has had a poor exit, and Io's alongside.
But John, yeah, again, sensible from Io there, but oh, it's very aggressive, isn't it?
Oh, big wobble.
Yeah. I love the fact that you can, you know, have an intense viewing of a race down in P21, 22 and 23. It's settled down a bit now, actually, by the looks of it.
So, only 1 hour 6 minutes to go, Nick. Thoughts?
Been good. It's been good. Racing has been good. I think Seville has definitely had the most entertaining race so far. Maybe he knows that it's 90 minutes and anything can happen.
It's definitely been an eventful one for him. In fact, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 contacts on the log involving car number 97.
I mean, that's quite impressive. It's surprising. Then again, you know, leading the race is completely different to following other cars. Great race for Coombs so far. He's got 5 subclass vehicles between him and the next bronze driver. And he is chasing down Duran. So there's another position of grabs here from Ron Seville. He's also battling with Stevenson as well. And the close one, Wilson is still trying to get past Sandberg here. We have a yellow flag.
So we're watching Seville and Stevenson.
Io and Heath have swapped positions, and Coombs has got past. Let me just check what happened between Io and Heath. So they're coming side by side to the first corner.
Stevenson actually just lets him go. Seville up into P13 now. 41 seconds behind the leader.
Legit move. Great move from Heath. Great move from Heath there. Good to see.
So, silver class gap is currently 4 seconds between Henry Handy and Johnny Marsh. Best laps very similar, 42.5s. Leaders are all in fact the top 7 all pro class drivers are all in the 41s. Monty is very close to Oscar now.
About to say, but I thought you would have seen it yourself. Oh, the gap has not been as close as that before. He's going to be cursing Sandberg at the moment. 6-second gap for Amundsen at the front now.
Yeah, he's definitely games being played.
Lovely quiet race for Handy at the moment. It's nice to see. Didn't have a cracking round last time.
And Monty's had an awesome run out of there. Oscar moves to the side to defend going into the chicane. But all of this is backing Christensen up, and Monty has a terrible run out of the chicane again. Constantinides has got past Marquez. Heath and Cheel still running very, very close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all settling down a bit, which is quite worrying that we're got an hour and 2 to go. I sort my audio out. I've got no audio at all. Well, I'll listen to your voice instead.
So we're following Patrick Webber, P27, with Kay Smith and Andy Purcell just in front of us. Io and Heath are actually side by side. John Cheel, whoa, that all escalated, and whoa, Demi Ao outbrakes himself, only just makes the corner. Nearly hits the rear quarter panel of Cheel, but just makes it. Heath runs wide, and we've got Truls Solberg behind us wanting to join in as well.
If I wasn't watching that as well, then I would love to just listen to those sound effects you were making then. Okay. Webber just got our first pit stop. Purcell is in the pits. Is he getting on?
Purcell was in, yeah.
Yeah.
P3 in class, I think.
I mean, 30 minutes into the race, 29 minutes into the race. It's not bad. It's definitely doable.
A race on one set of basically a normal race on one set of tyres. That's going to be quite a trek. He's going to be struggling.
When you say it like that, it is actually quite an ask. 0.6 second gap gang of Jones, Duran, and Cruz. With him still hanging in there. Actually, Mike Warren's hanging that out on his own. I'm struggling to read his live timings tonight, I do not know why. Poor John is not getting a break from Io here.
Jump to those guys now. This is a good little battle with these three, isn't it? We'll stick with it for a bit longer. As Tom Smith pits. Seeing these red lap times pop up, I think I always say this, but I think stop goes are going to be potentially a thing.
Yeah, we've got Adam Gardner, an unhappy chap in chat, apologising for some reason, put so much work into this week and get wiped out twice without doing a lap. Pretty gutting. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Usually we'd say come back stronger next week, but it does bring you down, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. When you're taken out on the pit lane exit, it's and I know Adam's put in a lot of practice for this after a really good result. P4 wasn't it? P5 in the last race. Yeah, it is annoying.
It's the APR curse, isn't it? It's like only one driver from the team is allowed to have a race. I tell you what, John needs to be quite proud of himself at the moment. He's doing really well to hold up that little gaggle of cars. Meanwhile, Monty still is going to get bored staring at the gearbox of Sandberg. The gap now to 6.6 seconds between him and Amundsen.
Oh, Io looking around the outside. That again, that Bentley looks to be really quick down into the last two corners, but John holds him off. I think that's a lap car ahead of John, isn't it? Oh no, it is Duran. So that is for position, and he actually does get past Duran. Duran is now in the mix as well.
What's happened to Duran then? Because he has lost a lot of speed down that corner.
I think he ran wide.
Yeah. Will Heath get past? He's going to be gutted if he doesn't. Thank you, Adam. Keep up the awesome work on comms. Don't worry, mate. We'll be commentating on you next race. Wow,
And,
whatever.
oh, Truls Solberg and Solberg get into each other behind. They both go off.
Oh, the first. Oh no, who's that? Who's called 101? Bielecki has got a drive-through penalty. Oh, it's not got a penalty. Apologies.
So watch what happens here. Solberg and Duran sort of bang doors, unfortunately.
Wilson has got a great run on Sandberg. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. He's made
switched back and he made that move.
But he's gone deep. He's gone deep.
He's got far too deep.
But this is also going to give Christensen a good chance. No, he should get there in time. Oh, my word, the gap is now up to 8 seconds.
Konstantinidis has got a run on Dixon.
Yeah, Bielecki stopped goes for the second penalty there. This race has moments where not much happens and then a lot happens at one go.
That's good going, getting 3 track cuts in 34 minutes.
Happy for a race here, you know, they'll learn.
So what we got, Christensen's right up behind Wilson. So Wilson, staring second place in the face, is now having to panic for his life. And again he runs wide. And he kept his foot in there as well, so potentially a track cut.
Oh, Marquez and Constantides. I think he's gone straight on and easy Marquez there.
Io and Cheel still together.
I do not know what Coombs has had for breakfast today, but he's now fighting Jones for P15. So he's doing really well. Duran in the pits.
Yeah, he suffered quite heavy damage with an incident with Solberg that we saw.
Got Lister in the pits as well. He was quite a few laps behind. Last lap 3 minutes, and he's coming in to stop, so he must have had quite a bad lap there. So it's starting to settle down again. Io still on the gearbox of Cheel, who's doing really well to hold his own.
Aren't gearboxes in the front of these cars?
I don't know. I just heard it. It's mate, it's football. I'm not a real commentator, am I? I don't know the anatomy of each individual car. Have you noticed how I just say the same old things over and over again? I don't talk about anything technical. Anyway.
Io and Cheel. Io again looking.
John, he's staring at the gearbox there, at the side of the car, and he's made the move. John's going to be fuming with that.
I mean, again, that wasn't the cleanest, was it? That was
No. Definitely questionable. But you know what? They've had a tit for tat, haven't they? So it's kind of there comes a time where it unofficially becomes acceptable, doesn't there? Look at John making a move there again. Now he fails.
That's what happens when you don't leave the space.
Mate, we've got 54 minutes left of this. We need to get back onto track.
So yeah, second, third and fourth separated by a second. Wilson does his best lap of the race last time at Bye. So in this phase, Monty looking very, very quick.
We've got Tucker in the pits and just I know Seville up to 12th position now. He is lapping fast in the cars around him. Oh, Wilson and Sandberg are as close as they can be now. Again, Christensen really close. Great exit on corner there for Wilson. Not really place to pass, but he's thinking about it. This is where we saw Seville punt someone before.
It's so hard to pass in these cars. They're not very passable, are they?
No.
You can't get that overspeed.
Oh, a bit of a slide there for Sandberg. And I think if he can keep this close coming into the final corner, then he's got a hope. But I've noticed that Sam demolished his car off. There's a car off it just gone past.
23. Who's that?
It was 23 or 32. Might have been Lister.
Lister, yeah.
I'm sure Lister was, yeah.
So yeah, the only real passing place is out of here, isn't it? Onto the start-finish straight, but
oh, a bit of a wobble on there for wobble on. Is that right? For Monty there, so he's lost some momentum.
Sambo flashing his lights. I don't know why. That car's miles ahead.
All right. We've got Seville. Less than half a second from Ramsden, with Lister letting them both go by. Look, Coombs. What's happened to Coombs?
He's overtaken 4 cars. Has there been a...
Why has he overtaken 4 cars?
Incident with Cheel, and number 67's quit. Who is that? I don't know, because you can't see. But the number 67 car has quit the race.
Oh, so they all gained 1 position. Right, that makes sense, yeah.
So he must have been quite high up. In fact, we can see what happened. AJ Jones had an incident with the 67 car. The 67 car is a Bentley. Who's that? Oh, Coombs. Coombs has quit.
Yeah, I thought I saw something happen there with Coombs, but unfortunately now that he's gone from the timings, unless you can see on that replay.
Yeah, he was in quite high up. As we watch, Seville has caught up to Ramsden.
I was actually saying how well he was going. So I wonder what do you...
We saw the incident on the stream. Bit of door banging with 69. Seville. Is he going to be able to get past? We also need to keep an eye on Monty Wilson, as Dixon has been passed by Marquez, and Seville gets past Alistair Ramsden. So Monty Wilson again.
Great run. Yeah. Here we go.
He needs to be on the inside though. It's going to be very, very difficult to get it done around there. And that's it. If the moves failed, then you lose all of your momentum, and the guy behind you, he's got Christensen right behind.
Drive-through penalty for car 24. Let's scroll down. That is Solberg. Right, let's have a look now. The slow-moving car. That is positions away.
And Marquez and Dixon swapping more than phone numbers there, it seemed. In fact, Dixon's angry, he's flashing his lights. Did they touch?
Oh, wow, did you see the speed he put into that corner then? Oh, Tom Coombs' internet died. Oh man, that's such a shame. It's a shame, Tom.
I think Dixon and Marquez touched tips there. I'm going to have a look. So we'll see what happened.
Oh, he's going to have a cry. Tom Coombs is going to have a cry.
Oh, what a helpful replay angle. Not, but Dixon, an angry Dixon.
Yeah. Angry Dixon, yeah. On a quick.
Oh, Marquez outbraked himself.
Word.
They both outbraked themselves, and Dixon uses Marquez as a brake.
He just drifted into the side of him. I was going to give Coombs my driver of the day, but unfortunately his internet has destroyed that. Because this lad joined with 10 seconds to go and was up to where he was. And Cheel in the pits. Cheel has gone for a
relatively early pit stop, yeah, straight down.
Yeah.
Nearly straight down the middle.
Yeah, which is exactly what you called before. Funny enough, he's only 3 of them or 4 of them pitted so far. So this is going to be really interesting to watch this one, because of course he was constantly around Heath and AO, so you know, is this going to be the undercut?
Look how close Monty is again. In fact, you can't even see Monty's car behind Oscar's, because Oscar's car's so big.
11-second gap to Amundsen and Sandberg. I tell you what, Amundsen owes Sandberg a few drinks here. Oh yeah. It's this part that I've noticed. That's this part of the track where Sandberg just drives through that chicane so well. It must be how he set the car up, or the fact that it's just so big it drives over the corners.
Yeah, Monty, again, this is where he wants to be the quickest, and he does run wide a little bit there. And the gap goes back up to over a second, and in fact Monty and Christensen are pitting. So they've both had enough, and both ended up pitting at the same time, and in fact Dixon comes into the pits as well, so Marquez overtakes Dixon.
Why did he lost position to...
In fact, there's been another contact between... Oh yeah, this was a contact where Marquez runs wide and Dixon runs wide and gives him a little bit of a slap and a tickle on the way past.
Oh, Heath, of course, who was having the battle with Cheel, has just had a tank slap on and gone straight into the wall at high speed. So unfortunately, we can pretty much rule him out of the Cheel and Io battle there.
There's not really anything going on now, is there?
If you get...
Oh, I just saw AJ Jones just had an accident. By the time I got to him, he'd quit the server, so we just saw his car stuck in the wall.
So AJ is gone then.
Yep.
That's gonna mess around with the timings now, because I tell you what, the big winner, I know he hasn't pitted yet, but AO is now up to P11. Again, him.
So Wilson, Christensen come out exactly nose to tail, straight out of the pits. Exactly.
Wilson.
Oh, he's got a drive through. He's
stop go.
Yeah, he's
Stop go for 30 seconds.
He's sped or something, hasn't he?
Oh, and yeah, he would have literally done that because of course he came in with someone else. Who did he come in with again?
Christensen.
Christensen, yeah. Oh,
Some more bad luck for Monty Wilson.
Amundsen in the pits. Heath and pits. I'm going to be watching out for Heath now because of course he was around.
Handy in the pits as well. Oh no, Handy goes into P4. Do you think he's going to stay out as long as he can on this one?
Yeah.
A Seville pits.
He always does the opposite. I'm watching Cheel at the moment because of course he has a chance here. He was ahead of Heath, but it wasn't by much. So I'm just going to see what the gap is, if anything, now. He is still in the pit lane. And
Monty Wilson, where's he gone? Has he disappeared? No, he's still there. Christensen's actually got past him on the road. Actually, he has got the inside line into. In fact, I think he's let Christensen go. Is he going to take his stop go now? Yes, he goes into the pits, so that's the end really of any chance of Wilson, which is a shame because he was right up behind Sandberg and was his only real challenger. So it's now between Christensen and Sandberg for that P2.
Yeah, I mean Christensen wasn't far behind, but the big move there. I mean, it may be Christensen being held back by Monty Wilson there, so we'll have to wait and see. But a huge flurry. We've got Seville in the pit lane. Of course, Wilson coming in to take his 30 seconds, and Heyman in the pit lane as well. So let's have a look then.
Monty's done a drive-through, and it's an SG30. It doesn't isn't that stop go?
Stop go 30, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, so that's not cleared his penalty. He's taken the wrong penalty. He needed to stop in the pits. Yeah,
he's
so
now getting blue flags. Oh, when he's pulled off,
he's rage quit, isn't he?
Back. Yeah. Yeah, that penalty's still there. He's going to disappear from the time screens, and indeed he has
gone.
He's disappeared. Well, big winners of that one. going to be, of course, well, all people behind, but namely Henry, who, of course, as a silver driver, is going to gain a position on a platinum. Is it platinum? It is platinum, isn't it?
I'm not really sure. I can't remember.
Yeah. And
Just running around on his own, isn't he?
yeah, there's. I keep thinking there's gaps getting closer, but then I realise it's because people are pitting.
So the only real gap we need to keep an eye out on is Christensen and Sandberg after the pit stops.
I'm fascinated on the AO and Cheel battle because they were neck and neck with, of course, John coming in at least 3 laps ago. It's going to be interesting to see. Let's have a look at some lap times. So 42.9 for AO, and of course John doing a 40.1. Oh, not ideal. So Sevilla's pitted, he's back up to 13th. Still holding the fastest lap time of 41.5, which is a full 5/10 off the nearest one.
Yeah, he's got quite a big lead. In terms of the pits, how long was Seville in the pits for? 1 minute 20, so he would have taken 6 seconds worth of... Yeah, about 6 seconds worth of damage.
Yeah, no, there's not been no huge ones. Duran has taken quite a big pit stop there, so for 1 minute 16. It's a shame that the driver's names disappear when they leave. But anyway, seems to be an actual position swap there for O'Neill and Stevenson, but O'Neill might have been leaving the pit lane. He was leaving the pit lane, and now I'm stuck in the 30-second replay.
Yeah, there's no one really close at all. So Purcell and Turnbull. I think Turnbull's yet to pit. Purcell has pitted, so.
Yeah, how long left for the race is there?
4 hours.
48 minutes. 48 minutes and it's 10 o'clock. Wow. Okay, we got this, man. We can do this.
I'm going to take my jumper off, and my trousers, and my pants.
Thanks. I tried to get my brain not to think about that. Your big wavy hair. No gaps. Solberg 0.2 behind Purcell. Purcell not fighting it. He's letting it go. I love sensible driving.
Constantinidis pits Henry up into P3.
And Turnbull in the pits as well. Henry has not pitted yet though. That's right. Am I right?
If I know Henry, he'll be going. I'm going to keep going until P1 and P2 pit, just so I've led a lap. If I know Henry, that's what he'll be doing.
I've done that before. I can't remember where I did it, but I remember doing it, and I was like, yeah. But then, of course, you forget how long these pit stops are. And you just watch these people drive past you.
So yeah, Henry's currently got a 13-second gap to the next person in class. So
we haven't mentioned anything on Marsh.
No, he's driving well, Marsh.
Yeah, I always feel like when you don't mention someone when you're commentating, that you haven't really given them any kind of input on the TV or whatever it's called. But it's usually a sign of a good race that you're having because you're not getting involved. AO is in the pits, so I want to personally watch this one because he was neck and neck with Cheel. I think, based on Cheel's lap times, I think AO is going to get the position. But,
so now we've got the map, so we've got the 102 car in the pits. Thanks again for this, Miles, it is helpful. So Cheel's 55. So Cheel's got over half the lap to go. We don't really want to just sit watching AO in the pits.
Their lap time, John, you want to watch, the lap times last lap were pretty much identical, but I have been watching John do a few 44s compared to the 42s of AO's.
So John is just coming up now into the chicane, and AO has already started moving, so that's going to be...
Again, a long pit lane, but yeah, he's still got quite a lot of that, so he's lost a lot of time there. I don't know. goodness me, yeah, there's not even close, is it?
No, AO's out of the pits. John's just coming around the last 2 corners, so yeah, quite a
Big
significant gap.
Big losing. To think that they were like neck and neck there, I was hoping for a bit more excitement than expected, but AO is just literally is gone.
Yeah.
So good tactics from AO there.
So yeah, in all honesty, that's not really too much going on, is there?
Constantine is half a second behind Miles. I think that's the closest battle at the moment. It's always hard. I mean, there's only 37 minutes to go, so I'm going to go through quick who hasn't pitted so far. That's what I'm going to do.
Top 5 and Rosbrook have not pitted.
You have already done that information for me. Big movers. Seville 12 positions. Solberg 11 positions. We of course can't count the people that have left, unfortunately. We can only go on the people that are still remaining. The losers seem to be Heath, 9 positions. He was doing so well with AO and Shield, but again he got did corrective oversteer and went straight into the wall.
To be fair, just out of interest, Henry has just done his fastest lap of the race.
That's really interesting. 42.2.
Which is only 4/10 off the best lap of Sandberg ahead of him, so that just shows. Christensen actually has the best lap of the race overall, 41.2.
A Geordie version of hammer time. Do you think that he knows he's about to pit, so he's using the last of the tyres? Or is that my little vivid imagination getting away with myself?
No, I don't think he's good enough to be doing that, is he?
Timestamp. How long left? 35 minutes to go. Marquez in the pits.
Marquez in the pits. Who's the number 23 car? So they've apparently had an accident with themselves, according to race control. They've hit themselves.
23.
Smart Lister.
Yeah, I feel bad when you get those kind of things. I always scroll down. Constantly is still battling. Oh. What?
Marquez
in the pits. Yeah. Has he? Oh, Dixon.
And Dixon runs wide.
The loser, not the sore loser, the loser out of that situation. Oh.
What? Oh, Dixon smashes into the sausage curb.
Yeah, keep watching though, because Rosbrook was a huge loser there. He almost actually got collected by Dixon, yeah, so
Sandberg into the pits, so Henry Handy is P1.
And that's the checkered flag.
And oh yeah, there's a thing here to do a full course yellow. Should we press that?
Yeah, it would be hilarious.
Yeah, so Handy leading, and there's really not very much going on. This is like the equivalent of a radio DJ losing all of their music and having to talk about current affairs or something. So yeah, Stavros up behind Wagner Marquez.
I'm getting concerned that there's not as many gaps that are opening up now. So you might.
And in fact, Christensen has passed Sandberg in the pits. There's Sandberg, there's Christensen. So Sandberg will be fuming.
How has he done? But then again, it was this. I said this to you before. Almost like Christensen had the speed to get past them both, but of course,
Marquez and Constantinidis side by side down the start-finish straight. And
yeah,
done him. And then runs into the gravel. Ah, and now Dixon's right in the middle of them. Wow, okay.
I really appreciate these drivers at the moment, keeping it so close for us.
There seems to be like these little bursts of excitement and then nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're into the last 33 minutes of the race. I hope to the 8 people watching that you're enjoying the stream. Slightly longer one tonight, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you hear that number and die a little? Right. So, Henry leading the race, Morsch in the pits now. So Amundsen back up to P3. He had a huge gap ahead, didn't he?
Yeah, 13-second gap to Christensen.
And his last lap was his best of the race of 41.2.
Which is very, very close to the fastest lap of the race, isn't it? Seville P10.
Oh yeah, Christensen pipped him. I'm so sorry, you must have already mentioned that, but Christensen went 3/10 faster than Seville's race, who comes in as P10.
Yeah, Seville's running 41.3s though, so I think Seville's going to get into the top maybe 6 or 7 by the end of this. But of course, everything's provisional, isn't it?
Yeah, which makes you wonder why he's up to P9 now, but why?
Oh, Miles smacking the sausage curb again. Ends up running wide.
The race leader is in the pits.
Race leader in the pits.
So a little bit of claim to fame for Hutchinson there.
In fact, yeah, he is going to go P1, isn't he, Hutchinson?
My apologies, I put a K in his name, Hutchinson.
And Handy was still running laps very close to his sort of best, so I think only fuel was the only thing that made him pit there. I think his tyres were absolutely fine. There we go, Michael Hutchinson now P1, getting a bit of airtime. But not for long, because Marquez is about to pass Dixon, I think. No, he is not. Good driving there by Tucker, moving out of the way. So Henry down into P4, P5.
He's excellent. So
is Constantinidis going to get him? It's going to be close.
Yeah, no, he should be. Handy's on pit exit.
So we're going to see him just now come to the other side of that wall. And Constantinidis, there's Henry. And he will just get him, it seems. Yes.
Yeah, sensible. Very sensible from Henry there. I think he could have defended it a bit more.
I would have made that more difficult for sure.
Yeah, same here. But I gotta choose your battles, I guess. You know, he knows he's comfortably ahead. And again, has more pitted.
Constantine is very quick but very erratic. We've seen this season, so 4/10 quicker his best lap time.
Yeah,
but
Marsh has pitted. He's really brought that gap time down to Henry there. I'm quite impressed with that actually. So well done, Marsh.
I don't think Henry's finished either with Constantinidis. I think we might see him start to close back up, but Henry has got Miles Dixon behind him now, so he's jumped Dixon, that's good, and Marquez and Seville, so Henry has got 3 very quick people behind him now.
And the second race leader, Hutchinson, has come in, so that resumes Amundsen's race lead. Second, Sandberg third, and Cosnez will be 4th, Handy 5th. Every time I've gone on board with Dixon, he just looks so racy. He's really chucking that car around. But I hope he continues. I hope he finishes the race today. He's had a few instances with late-minute pit stops, so hopefully he can finish this one. It's with your favourite livery there, isn't it?
So what's happened there? Yeah, of course, Hutchinson's pit. So those guys will go up, so that puts Dixon, Marquez, Seville at 1 place each, so P6, P7, P8. Oh, I'm itching to start racing again, man. I'd like to know where I fit into all of this crowd.
trying to think now. I need to be as polite as I can here. You remind me of a driver that can have an amazing day or a really bad day. But having known your lifestyle now, the bad day is probably when you got 13 kittens sat on your head.
Yeah, probably.
And having to go and build some furniture or something.
So Truls Solberg has passed Tucker. Have you noticed how all of the, over the course of the race, all of the bronze guys are now at the back, and most of the silvers are in the middle? It's
yeah, they have made me more gutted for Coombs and Troy. I really feel like being up there at the moment, P14, P15. But, you know, getting to the end of the race as a sim race also means you have to rely on external factors.
So Henry does his best lap there, a 141.6, which is only 0.5 off the fastest lap of the race.
Wow. Can he get P4?
In fact, that's like the fifth or sixth best lap of everybody.
Yeah. It's just 0.3 to Constanidis, but he won't give that one up yet. Meanwhile, while you're watching that, I'll see if there's anything happening near the rear grid. Solberg fighting Duran.
Sandberg's starting to catch Christensen. In fact, the gap's coming down massively. In fact, Christensen's had made a mistake, I think. Sandberg's got him. Yes, indeed he does. Just slots around the outside and retakes that position. So what happened there? Christensen seems to be all alright. We're just watching. Just has a bad bounce over the curbs, I think. Yeah, he runs over the sausage curbs on the exit of the chicane and loses all of his momentum, and that's it. And that allows Sandberg to get past.
Be interesting to see how Christensen copes with this now, as Turnbull escaped the road very quickly to get out of the way with that Monty Wilson there. Oh,
Sandberg runs wide.
Yeah.
And Christensen gets him back. So these two swapping mistakes at the moment.
That little mistake there. I mean, oh, what's happened here? Marquez and Dixon having a bit of a battle as well. I do not know what happened there. I don't know if you're going to go back to that. You are going back to that.
Let's have a look. So going down into turn 1. Sandberg, I think, is about to make a move on Christensen as well, so hopefully we don't miss that. Gap to 0.1, so we're probably going to miss that, but we'll see. And what happens is Dixon braked a little bit earlier than Wagner was expecting, so he sort of had to take evasive action and go into the gravel. But Sandberg and Christensen very, very, very close, 0.1. Yeah. As we just jump back to them now.
Sandberg actually had to slow down then, he was so close to the rear of that car. Is that enough momentum for him there? Do you think he can get him there?
I think Christensen's going to have to defend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Although the McLaren is a little bit quicker.
I'm so glad that nobody's been put into that corner. It does seem to be the place where, because you've gained the momentum, you may as well just go for the dive. But it's great to see that we've not had any major issues down there.
So in reply to Henry's best lap, Constantinidis has just done his best lap, a 41.1 or something. So
yeah, I noticed the gap was starting to increase there. It's still not far off though. But I've noticed it's not a track where too many people are making mistakes.
So I'll tell you what, Seville is going to catch these two by the end of the race, Marquez and Dixon, P6, P7. I wouldn't put it past Seville catching Henry by the end of this race as well. We've still got 23 minutes to go. He's just done a
Smith.
41.0. The closest
Smith
lap
has-
time to that is a 41.7. So
just gone off. He spun on his own, facing the wrong way. He's lost
Smith.
about 4 or 5 positions. Yeah.
We don't quite get it. He's bounced off the curb at the chicane and spun round.
Yeah, we've got. I think we might have had another driver. We've something. I had loads of red. I think we've lost another driver. I had loads of red on the timing screen now. We're down to 28 drivers. But unfortunately, I could not tell you.
27, is that Henry? No, 28. There's been some more contact between 27 and 29.
Christensen.
Oh.
Christensen's in the pits.
Smith's just
Drive
gone
through.
off again. Christensen's got a driver. He has been pushing the extremities of the track, it has to be said. So
Which is going to be a huge. The winner of that one there might be Henry, of course, who's going down to pass him now.
So Miles and Wagner still racing each other, and Seville, we can see him in shot now, just behind us. Yeah, you're right, Henry up into P4. Miles has got a big run on Wagner again. These two have been inseparable for the whole race.
Seville has just gone past Christensen there.
Oh, Wagner moving from side to side there in the braking zone.
Dixon will be. Seville is gonna chase him. What was did another driver just pop up then? Did I just see?
I mean, Seville will let Dixon will let Seville pass, won't he? They're in the same team. He 100% will.
Yeah.
Just
And
looking.
they are, of course, to remind people, they are in their own voice comms as well, so they will be doing constant communication to each other. Okay, we've got Io's just gone past. We've
Lost somebody else.
Ramsden gone. I have no idea why he was around AO. I'm gonna try and watch AO. No, he's literally disappeared.
And there you go. Dixon lets Seville past.
Ramsden has gone off. I didn't see it, but he's pulled to the right hand side coming into T1. So unfortunately, that is another driver gone.
Quite a few retirements in this one.
Not as many, not as much patience in this one. You know, I'm seeing people go off and then just quit, which is disappointing. Meanwhile, you've got drivers like Mark Lister, who's last 7 laps down, drives
Still going.
penalty, still going. That is the mindset that I love. But anyway, as you point out, Seville has got, well, Dixon has given Seville the place.
God loves a trier, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You know what? I've always had a lot of respect for the. I've told you before. I think it's my little thing that I say on every stream. Drivers that just persevere and stick with it. Good for that. So Seville, a full 8 points. Let's have a look at the gap between Seville and Marquez. It's less than half a second.
Another one I'd say is Gary Turnbull as well. He keeps on trucking, doesn't he?
Exactly. You know what? These people are. They're laps and laps and laps behind, but they just keep on going because why not? What's the point? Just quitting.
And just drive down the grass to move out the way as well.
And there is that, but at least they're doing it safely.
So Seville all over the back of Wagner. Seville runs wide there. Again, you can't do that too many times. He got off the throttle there enough to probably not get a track cut. Remember, you get 2 warnings. Or is it 3 warnings, and then if you do it again, you get a drive-through penalty, don't you? Just as Christensen did.
Yeah. Have you just read that comment there? Or, if you just said that.
I know, I've just said that.
Okay, because we've got Owen, right on the chat saying retirement. Didn't notice the pit lane sign had been knocked down and got a 30-second penalty.
There you go.
Thank you. Very, very good spot there.
So watching Jonathan Seville on, again, we're not sure why he started at the back, but he did.
Yeah, he'd be up there now, wouldn't he? 41.7 last lap, 41.6. Amundsen and Seville, it's just battle of the Titans. How long left? 17 minutes to go.
So Henry will be hoping that Wagner can keep him behind for quite a while, because otherwise he's going to be right up behind Henry. And potentially even Constantinidis. So I don't think, as both Seville and Marquez keep their foot in there, clearly running wide.
Look at the momentum Seville just got there. Oh. Yeah, you're right. All three of them red lap times.
But Marquez is a tough racer. He's been pushed a bit by the other Pulse car and contact.
Yeah, he's not one to give positions away. When I got my podium in Suzuka, I don't know if I told anyone that, it was battling with him as he got a bit loose there, and it was a hard battle. He didn't give anything up. He will wrestle you to the edge of the track, which is fine, because that's what they've rubbing in racing. Or rubbing in racing is rubbing, I don't know. Shield, meanwhile, battling with Heyman. Seville gets a good run again.
And people have shown if you just keep your car in the right plan. Seville's
lost
it!
Seville's gone.
Seville's lost it!
And another Dixon follows him.
Both. Oh, what a screenshot for later.
I cannot believe that as Christensen gets past. No, he doesn't. My apologies.
Yeah, Christensen got past Dixon.
Get past Dixon, yeah.
Oh, what a screenshot that is for later.
You need to get a replay of that one. That was. I can't even believe that I just witnessed that. Seville does so well to keep it out the wall there.
Yeah, he loses it, and Dixon does exactly the same thing, but he doesn't keep it out of the wall. He smashes into it. So
yeah. Yep, Seville is the one to watch now. I was wishing for Dixon to have a fantastic end to the race, and again, PA is still pretty good, and there's still enough time. Yeah, I'm one of them. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Rosbrook. So it looks like someone has indeed knocked out the sign.
So yeah, these Pulse guys then. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. This is what we mean. We have moments where just literally nothing happens, and suddenly we have a Pulse pirouette.
And even the immortal Seville, although, like I say, he's hit everything but the pace car this one, but still up in P6.
We need to give a bit of a shout out to Tucker here. Purcell seemed to have everything initially under control, but Tucker is leading the bronze class.
He is indeed.
It's close. But
4 second gap, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So well done, Tucker, Purcell, Webber, and of course Dowling, who did not qualify, if you remember correctly. So he looks like he's just kept it clean. Meanwhile, in the silver class, Handy still keeping 4 platinum cars behind him, 4 fast platinum cars behind him.
4 really fast guys as well. Marquez, Seville, Christensen, Dixon, but they've all made mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is what I've always said: just keep your head down, keep it on the track, do your own race, choose your battles, let people buy if need be, and it usually ends up yielding results. But we know that the 4 guys are not gonna give up straight away. 13 minutes to go.
Yeah, the gap between Handy and Marquez being involved in that battle with those Pulse cars, the gap's actually now 6 seconds he's got till P5, so if he keeps that nice and tidy, it looks like he's going to, yeah, another great result, P4.
I want you in a Geordie accent to do an impression if you were Henry and realised behind you that Seville had spun off. Impromptu within the next 5 minutes or so.
Okay, I'm just trying to think what he'd say.
I just
Why I'm
yeah,
champion?
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Oh, Marquez, this is the fastest lap of the race last lap. A 40.6, which is 8 tenths faster than Henry, but I don't know. Quite a decent gap that he's got now.
So John Cheel in this little pack. Heyman, Cheel and Heath, P15, 16 and 17. And we've also got Heyman.
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say that Heath was the one that's run off and smashed the wall before, so he's done so well to get back on the rear of John.
That Merc looking quite racy. John looking for a move. He's getting it stopped. He does.
Somehow. But he's taken the wrong line there, which means Heath might actually stand a chance.
And that Merc obviously quick in a straight line, so he's going to get gobbled up here, isn't he?
Again, though, no one's been doing anything stupid to T1, which has been great to see. But this is definitely the closest battle on track at the moment.
P5, P6, P7 and P8, so Marquez, Seville, Christensen and Dixon. Again, all a track cut on that lap, all 4 of them.
Yeah. Do you think these will be track cuts where the game is just saying you cut the track and not like that's
gained at any
you know
time?
What I mean? Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you're right that those ones are getting grouped together with lots of red laps, so it seems like they're all pushing it a little bit too much. But yeah, that is the closest gap on track at the moment.
Seville is catching, but probably not enough. The gap after that little incident, 4 seconds, he's gaining about 5 tenths a lap, so I think it will be okay.
This will be exactly what Amundsen needs. I think we worked out that if Amundsen finished first in each of the races and Seville comes second for the remainder of the races, he would have just pipped it. But of course, Seville has dropped points here. Again, we'll have to find out what on earth happened in qualifying. As Heath just gets the rear just leaves him.
Yeah, Heath disappeared, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It goes without saying there won't be any interviews. It's too late. It's going to be nearly 11 o'clock UK time, so with work and stuff tomorrow. And young children.
Very good run, but again, I don't think much is going to happen. Heyman needs to be commended here for keeping him behind him. Is he going to do anything?
John's looking, he's looking. No, he tucks back in.
Really interesting to watch both their lines through there. I thought that the line that John was taking was going to be the quicker one, but clearly not. Hutchinson is less than a second behind Morse now. I'm just reading out some more close battles, but really everything's settled down a bit.
23 car in the pits, that's Lister.
I hope he's not parking it. I know he's not watching this, but I hope he's not parking it. He's 10 laps at least down.
Those 2 fitted UK cars, P9, P10, very close, as you say. But yeah, the main battle on track at the moment is Heyman, Cheel and Heath.
Hutchinson, he's done the fastest lap of the race last one, and he is chasing down Morse. Again, this is for P2 of the bronze class. Are they? I can't tell. Are they teammates?
They are teammates, yeah.
Yeah. So of course, this is an interesting because they've been nowhere near in the race. No one has had a chance to show pace. So this will be for position. So I would not want to be on a fly on the wall in that Discord chat. But Morse definitely not quite having the same pace. It was a full 1.7 seconds off the pace last lap. 1.9 seconds.
Oh, there's a lap car here. Oh, John's been hit by the lap car. Oh, and the lap car hits Heath as well. That was all very, very, very messy. And John will looks like he is going to lose the time. He is going to lose the place to Heath. He'll be fuming.
Just watching.
That was Dowling and Cheel, and then Dowling and Heath.
Henry, I was just watching Henry then because of course he's P4 and he managed to avoid all of that. Henry only 2.7 seconds behind Constantinides.
So Dowling tries to keep out of the way and ends up tagging John into the braking zone, and then also tagging Heath. All quite messy there. I think Marsh has gone off and Hutchison has overtaken him.
Down in pits. And Lister is still going. Good news for Lister, he's still going.
Good man.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not really anything going to happen now. We've got 7 minutes to go.
Hutchinson does get past
Marsh, yeah. I think Marsh went off.
Car 94.
That's Dixon.
Car 94 has a
drive through. That's for track limits.
Yeah.
We did say that those guys were pushing super hard.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to give the position to Hutchinson, Mars, Io, and probably just those three. Anyway, into the final 6 minutes of the race. So, have you enjoyed it? I have.
I have had a lovely time.
I think it's definitely been better than I expected, I'll be honest with you.
Heath and Heyman, Henry coming up behind them.
Dixon now in the pits. Handy just 2 seconds behind Constantinides for a potential podium here. He was 5/10 fast last lap.
Yeah, getting massively held up in this traffic behind Heath and Heyman, isn't it? Yeah, Heath and Heyman. So Dixon comes out in P10, but he's not left the pit lane yet. Henry cannot get past.
No.
And he's hit Heath.
Yeah, was that John then?
And John got past Heath in the end. So after all of that, John getting taken out by lap traffic's ended up actually getting him the place back, really.
And that's knocked a gap down to 14. I don't know. I think Henry's going to be a bit annoyed about that there. I know it's always difficult when you come to a battle that's happening, but he was tagged by his teammate.
I always find, I didn't see that, mate. I always find the sensible thing is if you're in a battle and you've got a leader coming up is to let the leader by and then tuck him behind them.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I can go far back enough.
Heath, big lunge and goes off into the gravel. He was never really going to make that corner. And he lets Cheel go back past. So, a few things happening at the end.
It's Heath and Handy. Handy gets bottlenecked behind. And then... Oh yeah, it's John hits him, John rear ends him, but thankfully it is also his saviour in tapping him back on track.
Yeah, well look, Marsh and Hutchison.
I'm on a 60-second replay, so I'll rejoin you very shortly.
Yeah, we'll watch that incident again with Handy and Heath. So Heath bounces across the curb, like you say, gets bottlenecked, and then Heath ends up almost when Henry's spinning, tapping him back round the other way.
Yeah, which will be a relief to Henry there, because he's being spun out by his teammate in P4 racing. He will be angry that he's lost the gap between Constantinides. That's the kind of driver that he is.
So Marsh, after his little, and Heath has got a drive-through for exceeding track limits, so after all of that, that's sort of game over, isn't it? So Anders Amundsen out in front. He has a 16 second lead to Oscar Sandberg, keeping it neat and tidy this race. Oscar, which is good to see.
Gap. Oh.
And then, yeah, 20 seconds to Konstantinidis in P3. Again, Konstantinidis, when he's clean, tends to do very well. It's been a very good race for him in P3. Henry in P4 with a 5-second gap back to Wagner. I was expecting Seville to be able to catch up, but just not quite enough. So he is in P6. Then it's P7, Christensen. Great result. P8, Hutchison. P9, Marsh. And then Io back into P10 after all of his shenanigans earlier. That's good. Yeah. Dixon P11. And Tom Smith a very quiet P12. Stevenson P13. Simon O'Neill P14. Heyman P15. Heath is back up behind Shield, but Heath will need to go in for drive-through. Purcell actually is right up behind Tucker for the bronze class lead, so we will follow this for the next minute or so.
Forget, not bad way, but you forget that this battle's still going on. But lovely that you've got it onto them.
Yes, it's a very close battle. So in the other fitted UK motorsport car, Andy Purcell, we're right up behind Tucker, and Tucker will not want to give this class win away.
Them both know, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but them both know that and here no disrespect to their driving, those two have been a little bit in the league, so these two make most of
and Nick, your microphone isn't working as well as it was before.
Okay, I'm kind of hearing myself back.
So, Heath passes Cheel. Cheel won't know necessarily that Heath has got a drive-through penalty, but Heath will need to come into the pits next lap or he will be disqualified. So,
is that any better?
That's better, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll follow this battle for bronze. Purcell still right up behind Tucker. Tucker keeping everything neat and tidy so far. As we go into the last 34 minutes of this race. And we will stick with this battle. It's
34 minutes.
Oh god, not 34 minutes. I think I'd die.
No.
We'd need like a tag team commentary team.
Yeah, like an actual driver swap.
So Anders starting his last lap, so we'll keep an eye on if anything happens to him. Heath still P16, but still will need to take that drive through. Be interesting to see if he does or not.
I mean, it's just been a flawless drive from Amundsen.
Yeah,
some epic defensive work from Sandberg.
Oh, Smith gets past Stevenson. Heyman, Heath and Cheel, and Heath in fact does come into the pits. So John does go back up into P16. We will try and go with Anders. I don't think anything else is going to happen.
No, Purcell is very, very close behind, but you'll have time to go back to them. Gap 0.3.
So again, we've not really seen much of Anders, but as Nick says, that generally means it's a good thing. Means that nothing's really happened, and it's been like you say.
Second personal. Heath has come back out in P19. It's still respectable, but he's the last of the silver runners. I don't think Purcell has enough Tucker.
So Anderson comes across the line to win. Good job, Anders. Well done.
Brilliant drive, Anders.
Yeah, and Oscar comes across the line. Now, who's that he's about to lap? Oh, Dixon. Dixon ended up being lapped, which is insane. But P2. Konstantinidis will be coming across the line shortly as well, in the last of the podium positions, P3. Good drive from Stavros Konstantinidis, and Henry really is not that far behind, is he, in the end?
No. 4 seconds. Would have been closer had he not had that little tag. But
Great drive from Henry. Well done. Good job. And yeah, he kept the very quick Wagner Marquez behind him. And there's Seville ending up in P6 in an eventful race. And Christensen P7, Hutchison P8, Marsh P9, and Ayo P10.
Russell has just lost a little bit on his own. He's still there, but this is going to be a bronze victory for Tucker.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him crossing the line. Heath is right up behind Duran. Clearly quicker. Is he going to get enough of a run? No, because that Lexus is quite clouty in a straight line. So this isn't over between Purcell and Tucker, but 2 corners left. Tucker's had an awful second to last corner, but he's kept it tidy for the last one. So Tucker will come across to win the bronze class. So good job.
Massive well done to those two. Well done, guys. Well done to all, actually. On the whole, it was a fantastic, clean race. I'd say yes, there was a few things, but then there always is. But well done to all drivers.
Good job. Right, I need to shoot. It's 11:15. Got work
Well
tomorrow
done,
and stuff. But well done, everyone.